witch hunting all these people. But here you are sitting on 44 states marrying children. Nah, I think it's time. I think you're ready. Yeah. And look, who you running from? Ain't nowhere to run. These are the laws. You can run from me. You can't run from these laws. You can run from me and run till you can't see me no more. Till you can't hear me no more. You can go leave town. The laws is everywhere. You can't run from this. You know how people say this? How do you run from something like this? You ever heard that? You ever heard that term, that statement before? How do you run? How do you hide from something like this? You can't. You can't. That's what I'm telling you. 44 states marrying children? Where you gonna go to? That number being that high tells us it represents the culture of America. That's the unfortunate part. If it was 5 states, you could say, well, something's wrong, they're weird. But 44 states, only leaving 6 out of it, that's American perspective in American culture. Recent laws passed less than 3 years ago, that's American culture. That's the American people. Less than 3 years ago, that speaks 20 states. That's almost half. 5 more would have been half. 25 would have been half. It was 20. That's almost half. New laws passed where there's no certain age, meaning with these laws that cover these states, almost half of the country, people can marry any age they want. And these laws were passed in the Trump's administration, which tells you it's present day relevant American perspective. It's present day relative perspective in its culture. 20 is close to culture. That's almost half. That's almost half. Safe to say that's American culture. Now, if it was 3, less than 10, I would not say that. But almost half? 5 states away from being half of the whole country. 5 more states, it would have been half of the country that allows adults to marry any age. Almost half of the country. That's culture. That's half of the country, almost half of the country. Yeah, this has to happen. It's a sad day for people that love this country, but unfortunately, look at it this way. You've been loving, it's just like a lover. Look at America as a lover. You really didn't know who America was. Just like a woman that marries a man with a dark past. Look, you married somebody you didn't know him. The person that you thought America was never existed. It's like marrying an ex-murderer. Look at it that way. You married someone that you didn't truly know. You held loyal to something that you really didn't know. This is the facts, by the way. And for those who are new to my videos, I am not a conspiracy theorist. What that means, when I say that, is you're not going to find speculation. You're not going to find me make videos all about my opinion and all about my feelings and all about what I think and my hunches and my reading between the lines. No, my reading of body languages and all that kind of thing. You're not going to have none of that. You're going to have facts. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get the facts. That's all this is. So you have no choice but to realize, being these are facts, that you have believed America to be an image that never existed. That image never was. It never was the way you thought it was. In other words, you were dedicated to something, an institution in the country that you did not know how it really was. That's the only way you can look at it. And in the case of me showing you this, and that it's about your children, you should be on my side automatically. You should want to know this. As painful as it is to you, because it's not painful to me, because these people mistreated me, they did me wrong. I don't have any pain about this. I don't. When they can sit up and try to find some wrong in me and play games with me, and then we find out 44 states is marrying children, I don't have any pain. I'm not hurt. But I'm pretty sure you probably are. Because you thought this country was some country that it wasn't. You thought it was. You thought it was some country that really didn't exist. It's like growing up and realizing how evil your parents are. Growing up and realizing how flawed your parents are. It's no different. You have painted America as Santa Claus, like the Easter Bunny. Uncle Sam is like the Easter Bunny. Well, Uncle Sam allows 44 states to marry children. Uncle Sam allows the age of consent to be under 18 in 40 states. You should be glad that you have the potential to have a pure integrity country and that you are not living a lie. That you want to live a lie? You want to live with people having sex with children? And you can sit up here blind, thinking that your country is so great and grand. I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't think that no more after the Trump administration. You probably don't feel this way. But for those who are left that do, you should be glad that you have the opportunity to truly live in a nation of integrity and purity. That you actually have an opportunity. That you don't have to doubt it or wonder. You don't have to wonder or speculate. I done cleaned out the roaches. All the maggots are out now. It's just like picking up a rock and seeing nothing but maggots. You didn't know the maggots was there. You didn't know it was maggots all under this rock. I pulled the rock up, cleaned the maggots out. Now you can really live in a pure, fresh country. The potential is there. But it can't happen with this system that you got going on. It can't happen. It can't. Because they're not going to shut it down. They're not going to do it. What they're going to tell you, well, half of these politicians, I'm going to tell you the first thing they're going to do. Each one is going to blame each other. That's the first thing that's going to happen. That's the first thing. Democrats is going to tell you, well, Donald Trump was the one in office. That's automatically, the Republicans automatically. At the end of the day, he could have did something about it. That's what the Democrats going to tell you. And the Republicans are going to play on the far left perspective from the past. They're going to say, look, they always doing something extreme. You know they had to do something with it. You know no conservatives got anything to do with child marriage. Come on, don't fool yourself. You know no conservative Republicans have anything to do with some child marriage. Well, Donald Trump is a Republican. And you know Democrats had to have something to do with it. Hey, you know some of those states are dominantly Democratic states. Both are to blame. And then after they get done blaming each other, they're going to tell you, well, we can't just let the country fall apart because of this. It's one of our dark parts and dark chapters. Am I right or wrong? They probably already done said this. It's one of our dark chapters. Life goes on, and we just gotta go from here and move on. Right or wrong? That's basically, at the end of the day, without taking responsibility, anybody taking responsibility. Nobody's going to take responsibility. And then they're going to tell you, they're going to blame each other. Both parties are going to blame each other. No one's going to take responsibility. And then they're going to turn around and tell you, we this is one of our dark chapters. It basically is what it is. And we just got to pick up the pieces and move from here. It's one of our dark chapters and dark secrets of our country and dark seasons and times and era of our country. And we just going to have to do what we're going to do. What we're going to do? Fall apart? Yes, you're going to fall apart. That's what you're going to do. That's what we want you to do. We want you to fall apart and let somebody else take charge when you got 44 states marrying children. When you got the age of consent right now, this is the second law. I just hit you with the first one. The age of consent under 18. The third law, these are 3 laws that are present right now, folks. Maybe I need to say it like that. There are 3 laws that are present right now. 3 child sex laws that allow, in some way, people to have sex with children. Right now, presently. Not in the past. Right now, presently. There's 3 laws. There's 3 laws that allow people to play with children sexually. The third law was passed. Let me say when it was passed again. July 1st, 2019. That's the third law passed in the Trump administration. 20 states can marry any age of children, even down to single digits. That's 3 laws that are going on right now that you are coexisting with right now as I speak. May 11th, 2022. Right now, right here and now, these 3 laws exist. Right now. Okay? Right now. So yes, we want it to fall apart because they're going to tell you, like I said, it's their fault. It's the other party's fault. It's not us. And we just got to do what we got to do. We got to try to do our best. We're going to do better. They've been telling you that how long? How long have they been saying they're going to do better? And now we find out they've done the worst. Done the worst that any country could do, having the #1 spot for the world record in 1880 in the state of Delaware, the age of consent at 7 years old. You've done the worst. So I think it's time to hang it up. Not only have you done stuff with children by law, you've done the worst. That makes you officially the worst when it comes to passing laws concerning children and sexuality. You have the #1 spot, making you the worst country in the world. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not manipulating any words. I'm not manipulating anything. Right or wrong. Okay? And to address you people that call yourself part of the Church of Satan, you know what Anton LaVey said? He's the founder of the Church of Satan. You know what he said? He said Do not harm the children. Right? Right or wrong? So if a Satanist that started the Church of Satan can say harm not the children, and these laws clearly do harm the children, a Satan has more integrity than you do. I'm just calling it how it is. A Satanist of the Church of Satan, the founder of the Church of Satan, says in the Satanic Bible, one of the principles is harm not the children, right? So why you got 44 states married children putting children in harm's way? Why is the age of consent 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children? The age of consent being under 18 in 40 states. Why do you got 20 states that allow adults to marry children with no certain age? That's putting children in harm's way. Even a Satanist got better integrity than America. Why you conservative people, and even listen, I'm a Christian. Some of you Christians looking down on these Satanists, they just don't know. But you know what they did? You know what the founder at least could see? The need to quote or put in the Satanic Bible not to harm children. He could at least see that. So how can you conservative Christians look down on the Church of Satan when the American government is worse by marrying children in 44 states with the age of consent being under 18 in 40 states, with 20 states marrying children at no certain age? How can you not judge that? And I'm on your side. I'm your brother. But at the end of the day now, I got to keep it 100 with you. You quick to judge that, but you're not you totally blind, following America blindly. Following America blindly. This is my country. I'm a Christian, and this is my country, and I'm a conservative Republican. Well, 44 states marrying children, how conservative is that? 44 states marrying children, child marriage, how Republican is that? How noble is that? You don't think that's putting children in harm's way? That's all I'm saying. And you got our enemy that got better sense than that. They could even see that. So why can't America, the American government, be able to see that that's putting children in harm's way? Whether you love children or like children, and whether you like children or not, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the things that you care about the most is in harm's way right here in America, and you did not know it. You didn't know it. You have a false image of America. You have a false image. I'm not ignorant. I'm telling you what the dark side is telling you, and I'm telling you what your country is doing. I'm showing you what your country is doing. Christians, I'm showing you the dark side, Anton LaVey, who served our enemy. Our enemy is Satan. He served him, and still through his serving of Satan, he still could see the need to say don't harm children, but children in America being harmed with 44 states being married in 44 states. I'm going to still stay with God because God ain't got nothing to do with it. You can't say Christians got something to do with that. I feel God used me, and I'm a willing vessel that he used to reveal this. Because I elevated spiritually and I was able for him to lead me as a result. The reason why y'all don't know it, because you don't elevate spiritually. That's the truth. Because when I started doing more spiritual things, spending time with God, praying, fasting, giving to churches, this is when the information came. So I'm not stupid. I put two and two together. When I got closer to God, I started elevating. This is when the God could show me the truth about this country. And yet, you got people that hate God. Looks like he's looking out for you again when you don't deserve it. Looks like he's looking out for you again. You got anybody? You got any of these Satanists revealing this? You got any of these telepaths and psychics and other people, voodoo people and all these people? You got any of these gangsters, big time gangsters, hot shot gangsters revealing it to you? Do you got any of these cops revealing it to you? You got any of these presidents revealing it to you? Any of these lawyers revealing it to you? You got any preachers revealing it to you? Then see the problem is with the Christians that's here, they're Americanized. You Americanized. It ain't a problem with Christianity. For you people that are skeptical of Christianity or Christians, the problem is they're Americanized. If you go and see Christians in another country, you would have so much love for Christians. The problem is they got this country in their heart and minds and souls. That's the problem. It ain't a problem with Christianity. It's a problem that it's an American problem. That's the problem. They're not preaching all the Bible. They're not. Because they're Americanized to the American culture. So they're gonna say what you need to hear. They're gonna preach according to what you're able to tolerate. What don't step on your toes as American culture, that's what they're gonna talk about. So guess what they do? Your biggest thing is here in America, success and money and American dream. What are what are many of the preachers catering to? Success, money, the American dream. And that's why a lot of y'all listen. And I'm not saying, listen, the word of God is the word of God. But we supposed to preach all of it in its entirety. That's why some churches, I believe, that's why they say they have the full gospel. They may name their church the full gospel this, the full gospel that. Because you need the full thing. And this isn't stepping on people's toes because they're successful. I'm not doing that. But how successful are you? How successful is the American people as a result? How can they be successful if they don't elevate spiritually with money? You have to elevate spiritually with money as well. The biggest things to bring together is a very spiritual person with a lot of money. Either people are very spiritual and they don't have no money, or they are very prosperous and they have not elevated spiritually. It's hard to bring both worlds together. It's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. So what we need to focus on right now, in my opinion, is where this country is going. And we're going nowhere. When you got 44 states marrying children, you're going nowhere when the age of consent is under 18 in 40 states. You're going nowhere when less than 3 years ago, in the Trump administration, less than 3 years ago, 3 years would be July 1st of this year. That'd be 3 years. Less than 3 years ago. A couple more months, it'd be 3 years. Just now, 3 years. 20 states allows adults to marry any age. How you think we're going somewhere? When these laws were passed before COVID, a year before COVID, just a year before COVID, in the Trump administration. That's pretty relevant to me. Why y'all still talking about success? Why y'all still talking about dreams come true? Why y'all still talking about the American dream? They just passed a law in 2019, July 1st, that allows 20 states to marry any age right here in America. Okay? And you could think I'm crazy. Excuse me. You can think I'm crazy. But this is reality. This is reality. It ain't nothing crazy about reality. Is anything crazy about reality? So my state of mind doesn't matter. What I got to do with the reality? What does my state of mind has to do with facts that are not twisted, that are not manipulated, not half truth and whole lies? How is it half truth and whole lies when it's an option? It shouldn't be an option at all. Whether with parents' consent, should people be able, or without it, people should be able to marry children. So I'm not manipulating anything. It shouldn't be an option. It shouldn't be an option at all. So how my state of mind is even in play? Explain to me that. So in other words, whether I'm sound-minded or not, whether you think I'm crazy or not, this is the truth. So what does that say to you, for you, in your country, that it took a crazy person to reveal to you the truth? What does that say about your mindset? Hey, well, if some people say, well, if he crazy, I want to be crazy. I'd rather be crazy than to be these people. At least he done changed everything for what he said. So what does that speak for people that call themselves sound-minded? What does that say for people that say they got a work ethic? Hello? What does that say for people that say they got their head on straight? What does that say for people that say I'm successful and he play ahead? What does that say for them? Because people quick to think you hating. What does this got to do with jealousy? When you was witch hunting me and I just turned around and seen who you was. Hey, it's not a far thought. You trying to see who I am. Hey, let's see who you are. Hey, that's not a far-fetched thought. That's not a player-hating thought. You trying to see who I am. Let's see who you are. Let's see what you actually doing. And to my surprise, we find out that you got the age of consent under 18 in 40 states, which is almost the whole country. Ain't nobody player hating on you. Ain't nobody hating on you. You just got, look, I can't make this up. You just got bad karma coming right down the pipe, buddy. Right down the middle. You got it coming right down the middle. And it ain't nobody's fault but yours when you can sit up and play around God's people. Like it's all good to do that. Like it's all good. And then we find out through your karma that you the one doing it. You the one marrying children in 44 states. In fact, you ain't got no records of me marrying a child. You ain't got no records of a child marriage with me. And let's just keep it 100. What's worse? A pedophile act a random act, maybe in a grocery store, department store, they get caught, they get arrested, they get charged. That's one act in one day in 1 hour, right? Usually. 1 hour in time, 1 day in time, 1 month in time, 1 year in time, 1 century in time. Right? Your sex laws been going past centuries. 1880, that's a different century. You have been passing sex laws for centuries. I can't make this up. For centuries. Being that you had the age of consent in 1880 in the state of Delaware at 7 years old, that's a whole different century. Right or wrong, guys? Yeah, that's reality. And then you got 40 states with the age of consent under 18. So, what's worse, a random act at a Walmart or a continuous marriage of having sex over and over again with a child every day that they're married? They're married to the child. So all these pedophiles that they demonize. Yeah, let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. They demonize these pedophiles. They usually do, let's just say on the average, 1 act in time, 1 place in time, 1 year and century and hour in time.